Thank you for having me as well, and thank all of you for attending. I know that you're probably hearing my words by the end of this discussion. What I have to say touches on a number of things here. First of all, when you talk about Southern Europe and austerity, let's remember there's two parts to that. What they've been forced to do, because they spent so much money, much money than they had, is to cut spending and raise taxes. That's what austerity is in Southern Europe. That's why you see rioting. Okay? So it's obviously not the right idea to cut spending and raise taxes. So that shouldn't be part of the discussion. I don't have raising taxes as part of my program. My idea is to simplify the tax code. Take 77,000 pages of the tax code down to 100 and lower the overall tax rates to maybe even a flat tax, or make it just simple, 2 or 3 brackets. Take everything, including subsidies to oil companies, completely out. So don't hold that over me. The pledge to Grover Norquist, I refuse to sign that pledge. Why? Because I want to be flexible. I want to go down and be able to negotiate at my fullest. That's what I've done all my life. That's what I intend to do in Washington. All of this talk about this, people are holding you back from what you want to do, is unsatisfactory to me. I have a great idea about what to do. I want to grow the economy. And one of the points that we're looking at is the Federal Reserve policy. We have a Federal Reserve that is completely out of control. Why? Because our fiscal policy stinks, and our government isn't working, and we haven't passed a budget in 4 years. All things that have to do with you gentlemen up here. If I go down to Congress, one of the first things that I'll say is if we don't pass a budget, we don't get paid. You guys all agree with that one?
I'm a co-sponsor of the bill.
Excellent. None of us will get paid. None of us will get paid. Let's pass a budget immediately. Now, with regard to Federal Reserve policy, one thing that you didn't mention, in 2008, TARP had a thing called interest on reserves. It was yet another tool we handed to the Federal Reserve. My discussion regarding interest on reserves was picked up by the Washington Post as being one of the 13th most innovative ideas in the United States. I'm thinking in different ways than these people are thinking. I'm thinking about growth. I'm thinking about taking the national economy and supporting it. To do that, we need to have a stable dollar. To have a stable dollar, we need to have a Federal Reserve that is not out of control, that is rules-based. That is within the power of Congress to set the mandates of the Federal Reserve. Once we have a simplified tax code and a stable dollar, and we cut into this regulatory nightmare that we have in Congress, we are going to be in a position where the United States economy will grow, and that will create jobs, and that will lift Rhode Island, because Rhode Island isn't going to have a miracle on its own. Rhode Island is a canary in the coal mine. We're last in everything because our policies that have largely been the part of some of these people who have been in government their entire lives, both here in Rhode Island and in the national government, have failed, and they have failed miserably. I want to try something new. Let me grow the federal economy. Let me help lift Rhode Island.